A competitor to the Tesla Model Y from Kia, or a smaller EV9, is the Kia EV5. You can see here, strong look. What's about it? Full tour here with Thomas Nautegefühl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. With this front, also with the daytime running light and the star map design, also looks cool when the indicators are flashing. And you can see here, this vehicle is rather related to the EV3 or EV4, and then the bigger brother to it. And it's more for families. You know, a lot of space here, upright styling, classic SUV building form. 81 kilowatt hours will be the battery, the big one, the smaller one later to come, and charging port here, electric in the front, 10 to 80% state of charge, 30 minutes, 150 kilowatt peak, because 11 kilowatt AC by the way, and not the 800 volt DC charging, because not from the EV6 and so on. Here they rather want to save a little bit more money, that you don't have the highest entry price. Front wheel drive, 8.4 seconds. This model here, all wheel drive, later to come. Length is 4.61 meters or 182 inches. Now Leah has to work these columns here in the studio. Very modern tail lamp design here once again. We also expect a smaller battery version at a later stage as an entry as well. Trunk opens right here, electric hatch. And there you can also see where it's aiming. These materials, by the way, are not final. This is like a pre-production vehicle, so this material quality will change. And here, quick look at the trunk already right here, which is at 570 liters and some more space underneath. And the interesting thing is when I go around and fold the seats, they really have a fold flat function. And there we go, and then you really have an even surface here. Is there a frunk? Hopefully, yes. There we go. Yes, we have one at 45 liters. And yeah, for the charging cable or for these vehicle to load adapters, for example, which this vehicle is also capable of. Key fob makes a good impression. Then door handles here come towards you, otherwise flush integrate, and then it's a manual opening. Good door closing sound. Sounds solid. Then the inside of the doors. This is not the final material, cannot comment on that, but this is here rather final. It's like structure, also ambient light integration looks cool, and straightforward user interface. When the car is powered up, it would also have the lights, steering wheel heating, seat cooling, memory function, massage, also classic control here at the inside of the doors. This also in a plusher surface then for your elbow. Inside of the doors here is also not final yet. We have to keep you updated on that. Steering wheel, two-tone design in the GT line. Drive mode selector on the steering wheel, and also more physical buttons on the steering wheel here for the cruise control. For the volume knob, press and hold to deactivate EU speed chime. Then the GT line seats, perforated leather red. The whole car is animal free from the materials. High quality. See here, it's really plush. Feels also very soft and so on. And good side support from these seats as well. So that is a good thought as for that. Then for tall persons with 189 6'2", also with the panoramic roof is no problem. Steering wheel goes up and down, in and out. The only thing is I tend to have the steering wheel a little bit lower. They can grab it easier, and then it's a little bit close with the knee with this lower shifting lever for the automatic gearbox here. Well, it's of course not the gearbox, I mean like just like putting in the gear with the EV here, you know, like drive, forward or reverse. A little bit close to the knee, you will also see it's from the other side. That's maybe the only thing I found here. And you can also have this relaxation function here. When you're at the charging stop, for example, you press this button, the lower of the seats, and then you can say, I'm out of here for, well, at least 30 minutes. And you can have a nap here. Also works with the passenger seat, of course. Now to the cockpit of the EV5. It's very interesting here. It goes all the way through the screen, then 12.3, 12.3, 5-inch climate unit, so to speak, in the middle. And you could also theoretically control the vent strength there, the fan speed, but it's not needed, gladly, because we have real buttons for the temperature unit, for the fan speed, and also here temperature on the passenger side. Glad to have them. A real volume jog for the volume in the middle, and also one on the steering wheel. Yeah, that's awesome. We want that, and other manufacturers can just look at that. It's a beautiful, clean design we have modern screens and so on, and we have infotainment, and we can use our smartphone in the connection, but we still want physical dials, and here it's easily done. Also here, dashboard has a nice structure, it's also softened up. Glove box is quite spacious. This is also not the final material. GT line seats are of course in Highland in this trim. Here stamped in, and then the high-grade leatherette. Looks pretty cool once again with a lot of bolstering. And by the way, here at the back part of the seat, you can always feel it from here. You can just hang your jackets on because there's like an integrated hanger there. That's actually pretty fancy. You can also see the ambient lighting goes like a bow here around. This is the head-up display unit. And overall, you have a very spacious, comfortable feeling. Open design in lower part with a lot of space here, for example, for a large handbag, for example, why not? USB-C charging, you can also connect it wirelessly. And here, talking about the handbag, there's another hanger where you can maybe hang it here, and then put the handbag right here, either directly with the hanger or on the ground, so both is possible. Middle console is a fingerprint sensor that you can recognize different user profiles, for example, inductive charging pad. That is not ventilated though. And then here, pressing twice, the cup holders come out, but there's just one adaptive knob here. So stronger bottles might not be held that tight. And then here, soft for your elbow, open it up, and some fabric underneath here for storage. So you already have good storage here in the front. And the driver POV, once again here with the nice buttons at the steering wheel. Here's a favorite button you can also place yourself. And then digital instruments, as we know from Kia, right side will be the range. This is not the maximum range, by the way, the battery is not full. And then here, the main infotainment unit. Oh, there's a nice mirroring of Leah. There we go. Also with the head, sorry guys. And then we have here the main infotainment unit, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's quick enough in the basic functions. And most of the time you will use the smartphone mirroring anyways. I have been waiting for this part because me as a viewer, I like to see Leah, of course, in front of the camera more often. And she can show us the sun blind here with the automatic light.
Yeah.
It's really large.
And with the arrow.
Ta-da-da-da! Yeah, you can extend it. Also greetings to our friends from the Straight Pipes who also test these features. And it also works on the driver's side, by the way. So if you're blinded by the light, you can also... Oh, there we go. There we go. Rear seats, door materials are not final here yet, so we can't comment on the top one, but here this is soft grey leatherette here as well. And there will be seat heating for the rear passengers as well. Harman Kardon sound system, also rear speakers. Here once again this mechanism here, this lever to fold the seats down, but you can also make them a little more upright, however you want to have the seating position. Then we have folding down, non-adaptive cup holders here, ski hatch is available, and the main thing is that you have a lot of space here. Look at that leg room on that length is really amazing. USB-C chargers in the seats, by the way. And headroom here is also no problem with 189, 602. It's good, nice and comfortable, so you can use that very well. And you can see here this panoramic roof. This is actually one you can still actually open. And so we rarely see that also, especially with EVs. And it's not only you can open it, you can also, whoa, that is fast, you know. This cover going to the closing stages there, wow.
And a free haircut if you want.
And a free haircut if you're then here like this here, 1.40 meters in width in the smallest part, length here 35 inches or 90 centimeters, but the height is pretty cool here with almost 30 inches or 75 centimeters, and the total length to the seat as I would be driving is at 1.80 meters or 71 inches. And you can see when I fold up the seat again here, how the lower part actually moves forward and also down. So that's the key here to make it really flat when folding the seats around. What do you think about the EV5? Tell me in the comments. I think from the exterior it works very well, very bold look, good interior build quality, animal-free materials and high quality at the same time. Classic user interface, easy to use. What's the catch? Well, battery-wise, some vehicles in that segment that are also recently launched or coming up will have bigger battery, maybe higher range, because with this cool or bold exterior look and a lot of space on the interior and square dimensions, it probably won't be the most efficient one as for the consumption. So it will not be the range king in this segment. That's already quite clear. Recharging is also somewhat more in the average. It's not the quicker ones which are having these 800 volt charging, which are more than in the 20 minutes region and so on for recharging. So there won't be the king there. We will see about the prices later on. I think this will be more the strong point of this vehicle, that you have not the highest price, but you get a lot of space on the interior if your focus is not necessarily like everyday long range and so on. What do you think? Tell me everything you want to know further when we soon drive it, for example, about the EV5, and now compare the competitors.